Hi everyone, my name is Claudia and I'm a She Literacy podcast volunteer. For our first episode, I'll be interviewing our founder of She Literacy, Tara. Welcome, Tara. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm so glad to be here today. How are you?
I'm doing good. So before we jump in, I'd love to know what role reading and writing has played in your childhood.
It took me a few years to really find what I like to read, but I've always loved to write. My third grade teacher actually encouraged me to write more. She said, I can always hear your voice through your writing, and I've honestly just gone with it ever since. I just developed a love for writing.
Okay, that's really interesting. Personally, I've been fortunate to be around reading a lot when I was young. And so I love that this organization shares the opportunity to others. So for my first question, what inspired you to start She Literacy?
So it wasn't an exact moment, it was a bunch of little moments. Me and She Literacy's co founder, Clara, have always been passionate about writing. It's a commonality we share, among other things. Combine that with a feminist driven cause, and we immediately fell in love with the idea, and we've gone with it ever since.
Okay, wow. So something that I love about She Literacy is how it targets female readers and writers. So why did you two decide to focus on female readers and writers in particular?
I chose female readers/writers because I identify with them the most. Being one myself, I feel as if now, with the rise of artificial intelligence, writing is becoming more of a lost art with Generation Z. Also, some of my most favorite and influential books have been published by strong female writers.
Okay. Yeah, I love that, especially as someone who also writes. I love we are able to share our writing in a friendly environment.
Yes, yeah.
As someone who started this organization, what are some of the biggest challenges you faced in the early stages of building this community? And do you have any advice for anyone who wants to start their own organization?
One of the biggest challenges was finding people passionate enough to dedicate their time to our cause. But since then, we've definitely grown and we have a dedicated and loving community. My biggest piece of advice would be to surround yourself with strong leaders within your program. Building an executive team has been my greatest strength and pleasure, and I look forward to working with them and collaborating on new ideas. It's honestly the most rewarding part.
Okay, that's great advice. Now, looking to the future, what are some goals or projects that you see in store for She Literacy?
Me and our co-founder Clara have actually been working on this, but we would love it if by the end of this new year we could write and publish our own book. And we already have some ideas in the works, so I'm so glad to be able to share that with everybody once it's done.
Wow, I can't wait for the future of our organization. Lastly, if you could give one piece of advice to aspiring female writers, what would it be?
My biggest piece of advice would be do what you can, write when you can, and only when you feel like it. If you force yourself to write, you're just going to resent yourself and your work. Just let it all flow naturally. That's when your most creative ideas are going to come.
Okay, that's great advice. Is there anything else you want to add before we end?
I think that's good. That's all I have to say. I'm so glad that I have the opportunity to speak with you today. Thank you so much.
No problem. So, thank you to everyone who listened to our first ever podcast episode. And a special thanks to our founder, Tara, for taking the time to talk with us. And if you enjoyed this episode and want to listen to our future episodes, make sure to subscribe. And there might even be opportunities for you to join our future episodes. And thank you for joining.
Have a great day. Thank you so much.